It's an update to a piece of legislation that we have been following, which has now been signed into law by Governor Morrisey. We're talking about Senate Bill 154, which requires teachers to report to parents if their child is using a different name or a different pronoun.
Shelby Burrow, she joins us live in the studio tonight to break it all down. Shelby?
Well, Gina and Peyton, local organizations are speaking out against this law, saying it's harmful to transgender youth.
I think all of our goal should be to support these students, however they identify, and make sure that they can come to school, learn, and grow in a way that's safe and supportive.
Governor Morrisey has finished action on bills passed during the 2025 legislative session. One of those pieces that made the cut, Senate Bill 154, which requires teachers to tell parents their students' gender identity if they try to identify with a gender that's different than the sex listed on their birth certificate.
It prohibits public school and county board employees assigned to a school from knowingly giving false or misleading information to the parent, custodian, or guardian of a student regarding the student's gender identity or intention to transition to a gender that is different than the student's biological sex.
It also implements restrictions around teaching sexual orientation and gender identity in schools.
Essentially what it does is it requires teachers to out their transgender students to their parents or guardians without their permission.
Fairness West Virginia has been outspoken in their opposition to this bill, saying it's a life-threatening situation for transgender students living with unsupported families.
If the student knows that the teacher is going to have to report it to the administrator and then the parents, well, if I'm a student, I might just not say anything at all. I might not tell that teacher when I'm being bullied or harassed in school. I might just quietly suffer.
During this legislative session, some lawmakers said this bill is a solution in search of a problem because sexual orientation and gender identity are not being taught in schools. This is one of several laws signed this legislative session regarding gender identity and sexuality. The others include the Riley-Gaines Act, which legally defines the difference between a man and a woman, which the governor said was the state's attempt to protect women in West Virginia.
It's common sense that there are two sexes. It's common sense that boys should not be competing with girls in sports. It's common sense that women's spaces, like bathrooms, locker rooms, domestic violence shelters, and rape crisis centers should be kept private for women only.
When it comes to Senate Bill 154, Jarvis says when students are afraid to share their identity with their teachers, building trust will be harder. West Virginia now joins the 21 states that have taken legislative action on this topic. Senate Bill 154 takes effect on July 11th, 2025. Live in the studio, Shelby Burrow, Eyewitness News.